So we're here in fire station number 1 in Temple Terrace. We unfortunately did run into a situation or a condition with the current building and the way it was built. The problem is, or the problem I see with a lot of owners, and they don't understand how often this kind of stuff happens, is when window companies run into a lot of issues, they'll do what they can to cover up whatever they see, install the windows, get paid, and get out of there. The problem is, and the problem that would keep me up at night with any conditions in this case, is that, you know, homeowners and companies are paying us for our expertise. And unfortunately, the construction industry is not built to educate the masses. Like, even people that have a license, you don't get taught a lot of these things. A lot of things are learned in the field. And the problem is, say I'm working under a company to get experience and that company doesn't have experience, that inexperience is passed on. So what one person learns about concealing work or covering things up is passed down, passed down, passed down. And unfortunately, I see it all the time. I see it as a window installer, I see it as a roofer, and I used to see it back when we did renovations. I would have to argue with some of my subcontractors saying, hey, look, I'm not a specialist in that area. However, I know it's not correct based on X, Y, Z. So we try to educate ourselves and always try to do the right thing. For me, it's just the weight of somebody's family relying on me or my company. And, you know, did we do the right thing? Did we try to do the best thing possible with those conditions? Did we address things? Of course, it's going to be an uncomfortable conversation, because in this case, or any condition, if there's a problem with the structure or something that is unforeseen or something that we didn't pick up, it's not the responsibility of our company. It's the homeowner's personal property. It's their possession. And these are just the conditions we came into. So a change order can be an uncomfortable conversation. However, I would not want to be safe in my house during a hurricane knowing that another family's house who has impact windows are not installed properly, and something bad can happen to the family due to my negligence or due to my fear of having a conversation of having to charge more money to correctly install the impact windows. And that's what's super important to me. And on the flip side, it would keep me up at night and I would feel terrible during the storm knowing that there's houses out there that we could have done a better job to secure those families, and, you know, praying to God the whole storm that those families or those houses are okay or not impacted or they don't get directly hit by the storm. So I've always said, unfortunately, in the construction industry, we've come across a lot of companies, subcontractors, other companies, competition, where it's either one of two things. They don't know or they don't care, and I guess another one is they don't bother to educate themselves. And that is a huge problem within our industry, and that's what creates some of the distrust between owners and contractors. Owners don't want to pay contractors because they're worried that something's going on behind the scenes, and contractors don't get paid immediately by owners because of that, and it creates like a weird conflict. And it's typically just because, you know, I don't know if it's the chicken or the egg, but it's just a level of distrust. So how do we break that distrust? By doing the right thing in our industry. That's all I got.